Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am reviewing for you the Bite Beauty Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. Before we begin, sorry, Toby is like crying outside. Before we begin with today's video, I'd love to welcome all of those who have recently subscribed to my channel. My name is Nadia and I am a licensed esthetician. I love to test and review skincare products. However, today we are diving into a foundation review. Feel free to add me on all of my other social media platforms. I will link those down below for you. And also be sure to subscribe to my channel and make sure to hit that notification bell so that you do not miss an upload. Okay, so what is it? This is Bite Beauty's Changemaker Foundation. This is a clean, high-performance, long-wearing foundation with potent antioxidant benefits and gentle micellar technology to mimic skin texture. This foundation offers the skin medium coverage and a natural finish. It is the foundation that I currently have over top the skin. This particular foundation claims to work on all skin types. To further enhance the claim or performance, I think that it'd be a great idea to pair the foundation with its corresponding primer. Currently, I wear the foundation shade M90. And I am wearing the Changemaker Skin Optimizing Primer for normal to oily skin. I feel like the primer works to manage oils and also slightly mattify the skin. After giving myself pro strength facials, I do, however, reach for this tiny sample that was included in my purchase. And this primer is perfect for normal to dry skin. And when I pair this combo together, the foundation performs well whilst also hydrating the skin. So as of August 2020, there are currently 32 shades available. I think that the shade range could be expanded to include more darker shades, but for this being in the clean beauty category, I think it's quite inclusive, to be honest. It's definitely more inclusive than other clean beauty ranges, that is for sure. Is the brand inclusive? From looking at their campaigns on social media and their social media posts, I can see that the brand shows both men and women of all skin tones, which is definitely something to be applauded for. I purchased my products on bitebeauty.com, but I was able to color match myself on Sephora.com, and I entered my most current shade, which is the Becca Skin Love Foundation, and when I received it, this was a shade that I was matched to, and it worked perfectly. I was so happy, as shopping for foundation online can be a little problematic, especially if you're like me and you just don't like returning things. Two ingredients that the foundation prides itself on including within this foundation are the maki berry, which is an antioxidant, and micellar technology to mimic your skin's texture for smooth, non-cakey look. Clean makeup ranges pride themselves in including some skincare ingredients within their formulas, which adds on to the price. Even if these formulas include skincare ingredients, I still make sure to apply a full-on skincare routine because more is better. You should note, however, that this foundation does contain fragrance, linalool and limonene, which can be found in some skincare products but can also be an irritant on my sensitive skin friends. So if you lean sensitive, I would sample it. I have been leaning more towards a lighter coverage foundation, such as some skin tints as well. So I do prefer to apply this foundation with my beauty sponge, and I got this from ColourPop. I have used this foundation with a brush when I need or I crave more coverage. Today, I did apply 2 layers of this foundation because I have been on a little bit of a supplement kick, so I think that one of them gave me a little bit of a rash, or it can be a heat rash as well, which I am known to suffer from. So I have some texture here that we're just going to ignore today. You can do 2 layers, however I did use it with my beauty sponge, so do keep that in mind. But is it buildable? I want to say yes, but it's still just going to give you some medium coverage. I don't think you're gonna work this up to full coverage. Other than that, sometimes I will do 2 layers here along my chin or jawline out of habit. This foundation wears nicely throughout the day. Sometimes if it's too hot, I will notice some creasing along the folds of the nose, but that can be normal for me. And then sometimes if I do go out and I wear a mask, because I do wear a mask, I will note that the foundation just kind of rubs off on the mask. And that is mostly because I am not setting the foundation. The powder I did order with the foundation is too light. It is, if I can open this, shade medium 1. If I were to have ordered a darker shade, and it would have worked with this foundation, I would definitely be setting this. And if you were to set this, I'm sure the coverage would increase the slightest. I do enjoy this powder quite a bit. I really like the formula, and I haven't used a powder like this in years. I think maybe like high school. I've used a, like a bronzer in a pan, but not like a foundation or a pressed powder like this. Well, I'll take that back. I used a couple MAC powders maybe like 5-7 years ago. But back in my day, back in high school, maybe you had like 3 powders available, and they were all like by CoverGirl, and they only had like 3 shade ranges, which was like light, medium, tan, and this one was probably like their tan shade. This foundation also has not caused me to break out at all, and it hasn't caused any more congestion than I typically suffer from. Personally, if you prefer your higher coverage foundation, you may enjoy this foundation more with a kabuki brush, but if you like a more kind of dewy, natural look, I think you would definitely enjoy it more with a beauty sponge, or even applying it to the skin with your fingers. You may also use an SPF as your base prior to applying the foundation, but I do think that pairing the foundation with its corresponding primer will work nicely. Are the primers life-changing? No, they are not. But I do think that they were both formulated to work very well with each other. I did try pairing this foundation with a really heavy moisturizer, and that just did not work out at all. Some of my highlights here, I feel like the brand is inclusive in many ways, and I love that for it being a clean beauty foundation, we do have over 30 shades available. It also works no matter what tool you use to apply it. Even with like my non-clean beauty foundations, there are some that I just prefer them to work with either a brush or a beauty sponge, but not both. Whereas this specific foundation I have found works with both, or I like using it with both. So the packaging is really nice. It's not the absolute best. I mean, it's a tube. It's not an eyesore, but it works very well, and I feel like I can manage how much product I use a little better than if it were in a pump. Let me know if you feel the same way in the comments down below. I feel like the brand definitely prides itself on using ethically sourced ingredients that do not use forced labor, human trafficking, or child labor, as this foundation does include mica. Here are some opportunities. I feel like you can definitely expand on the darker shades. However, you can see a better representation of the shades available on the Bite Beauty website. Whereas if you look at the foundation on the Sephora website, it makes it seem like they don't have enough of the darker shades, which is I find that to be a little weird. And then fragrance. This does contain fragrance, and I think the primer contains fragrance as well. I was able to smell that today, which I hadn't before. I'd love this even more if it did not have fragrance. Bite does say, however, that it only includes less than 1% of synthetic fragrance within the formula. I haven't experienced any irritation from using this foundation, but if you have incredibly sensitive skin, I definitely test before you buy. Let me, I guess, kind of explain how I'm rating this. Questions I'm asking are, does it meet your claims, shades available, and then I have like a point system of how many points I deduct based on the amount of shades available. The gold standard here for shades available is of course Fenty Beauty, who has 50 shades available. I don't know if any other brand has over 50 shades, but if you do know a brand that has over 50 shades, let me know in the comments down below. Does it contain fragrance? Does it contain alcohol? And is this cruelty free? This does contain fragrance, so I'm deducting a point there, and I'm only taking away 0.5 points for the shades available. Again, I feel like there's plenty of shades available. Can this be expanded? Of course, but I'm just deducting a half point for that. As far as coconut oil, this does contain caprylic triglyceride, which comes from coconut oil and glycerin. Because it's derived, I'm just subtracting half a point because it comes from coconut oil and something else, but it's not coconut oil. If you do have a sensitivity to coconut oil, say for instance, it clogs your pores or it causes breakouts, I would again sample before you buy, and if possible, you know, crazy times. Is this cruelty free? Yes, absolutely. Bite Beauty is cruelty free and vegan. I am rating this foundation an 8 out of 10. I love that I was able to find the perfect shade for me, you know, a kind of tan, medium skin toned Latina. I love the finish and just how comfortable it is to wear throughout the day, no matter how hot it gets, even in this room here. I will include my final check-in here. It may be on this camera or it may be on my vlog camera. I am filming so late in the day. It's 6:38 right now, so I don't know what time my final check-in will come in. So either expect it here on this camera or my vlog camera. Back for my check-in. It is now 12:27 of the following day. Itching to get this makeup off. But I mean, this is what the skin looks like after applying 2 full layers of the foundation. I think that my T-zone is definitely a little on the oily side, and it has definitely creased and maybe disappeared a little bit here along the nose, but I give the dog a lot of kisses throughout the day, so he kisses my nose a lot too. So that can be the reason why that went away, but the rest of the complexion looks pretty good, I think. It's still present here along the chin and lip area, despite having some steak tacos tonight. Hopefully the image here isn't too bad, but let's see here what happens if we blot this out. Ow, something's happening like to my nose. I feel like if you blot it out, it makes it look just as good as it did, you know, when you first applied it. Okay, I'm gonna log off now. I'm going to remove this. Ice my toe. A brick fell on it earlier today. Don't ask. Wash this off, do a skincare routine, and just get ready for bed. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all on the next one. That is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you do not miss any future uploads. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Micellar foundation. What? Because I have been leaning more towards lighter